I intended to change some areas of this painting with cooler colors in the background, especially because I didn't like that the painting foreground, middle ground, and background, they were the three too warm. So I decided to change the background, adding to the green colors, adding some blues, and I think it worked. It made a difference. And I'm trying to match here the grass from the picture that I have, the original picture. I think I invented the grass. I let my brain work instead of looking at the photograph, because I always advise to my students to spend more time looking at the subject that you are going to be painting than painting or drawing. Because the basic of good painting is a good drawing, especially when it's a portrait. This is the photograph, the original photograph. So I'm just trying to match, and when I got the color in either my palette knife or in my brush, I go to the photograph to see if they look like. And when I find the right value and the right color is when I put it in. I think this is a very good way to match the colors. In here I put some flowers, but I didn't like the flowers. I invented that. I'm showing also how to roll the brush, how to drag the paint, how to play with cool and warm, because I just added cool to a passage that it was too warm to belong to the middle ground. In here I'm erasing the flowers that I did and making it more look like the original photograph. Rocks are not very easy to do, and I noticed that my rocks were like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the same, and that's not the way. In here I'm calling off the mountain, and in here I am working again on the grass, because although the grass looks like smooth and one color, it is not. There are many bumps or little rocks, or the grass is burnt in some spots and some more green in other spots. So by looking at all that, what I do is just add all the colors to the brush and try not to put the same color everywhere. I see that in some parts the grass is dead and it shows the earth, which in this case is a little bit pinkish. So I try to add all the colors that way. Whatever you don't see in a photograph, you don't do. And I will show you some little things on top of the fence that I didn't do because I had no idea what that is. So I just ignore that behind the fence to the right. The fence right now is looking different than at the end, because I noticed some mistakes that I did besides putting the flowers. And in here, I'm working with the rocks and grass again. I'm cooling the trees in the background. And when you do trees, you need to work with 2 different brushes at least. Which one is the background? In this case, the sky. And the other one is the color of the tree. And if for the trunk you need other color, you need to use a third brush. But nothing is magical. The edges on the trees needs to be very soft because they are far. And if you don't do the soft edges on the trees, it will look like cut and paste with scissor. And that's not the real way. In here, still working with the sky and the edge of the leaves from the trees. More sky, more clean, more white. At the same time, I put a tiny bit of a warm color, changing the walls of this building because the color that I had, I was not convinced that it was the right color. So you can see here the big change. And again, buildings and walls, especially outdoors, they had texture. So in here, I put a lot of texture by adding a lot of paint, using different movements of the brush. Looking at the photograph. The end, and as you can see, the background is cooler. The White House is brighter. The middle ground is cooler also. And the fence, I changed.